welcome to our channel. We are from
Singapore.
My name is Zulfa.
I'm Enggar.
I'm Hilmi. I'm Reza.
I'm Nasiti.
In today's video, we will be talking about moral foundations and value based on Schwartz Value Survey, strategies to avoid moral neglect, moral justification, and moral inaction, and theories of ethics to solve ethical problems or dilemmas, and its relations with sustainable development goals in our company.
Okay, so my personal value profile on the Schwartz test are universality, self-direction, and hedonism. This means that I likely prioritize to complying to social norms and expectation, and I value harmony and always try to avoid actions that could cause conflicts or disrupt social order. I'm compassionate and concerned with the welfare of others. In terms of business, where I work in Bank BJB, I'm very concerned on ethical practices. I have strong sense of justice and equality. My decisions in my line of work often be inclusive, ensuring the fair treatment for all others. I value stability, safety, and order. I prioritize on risk management, regulatory compliance, and creating a secure environment for employees and customers in every project. I'm always encourage innovation and out-of-the-box thinking in my business strategies, especially in my team. I tend to push my team to reach their full potential, and I emphasize the importance of process and teamwork. I always try to create a positive and enjoyable workplace culture. I respect cultural or family tradition and might be cautious about making radical changes that could disrupt established practices.
My keywords according to my highest scores is self-direction and tradition. I have a significant impact on my ethical decision making in a corporate setting. If I had placed a high value on self-direction, I'm more likely to value independent thinking and innovation. My results might include a desire for innovative approach and roles the company environment that is too challenging because I'm very so hard flexibility and agility. In the context of application in Sharia banking, in my role, I ensure that all financial goods and services and designed to be fair with no kind and exploitation. For example, Islamic financial product must be free for riba. Maybe if everyone talk about interest, so that customers are not unfairly burdened to with excess fee from an ethical standpoint.
For my first test result, my strongest values are universality and achievement. So I have a goal to success that I want to achieve while prioritizing social welfare and not harming other people. I have a commitment to tolerance and want to balance every single thing. In business context, as all you guys know, I work at a local government or public services. I have commitment to social responsibility, sustainability, and ethical practices that consider the impact on all stakeholders, including social welfare, and also strong drive for high performance, excellence, and the achievement for organization goals. In making decision, my decision might reflect a global perspective, valuing diversity and seeking to protect the rights and well-being of all affected parties.
So after taking the Schwartz Value Survey, I received the highest scores in security and conformity. First, security reflects a desire for safety, stability, and predictability in one's life. And in the context of my own decision making, it is crucial to ensure that I have security in my aspects in the whole of my life. It provides safety for both me and my family. And in a business context, especially for me in PT Dirgantara Indonesia in aerospace industry, it is important to stick to the rules and maintaining a good relationship with others to create harmony and stability, ensuring a comfortable working environment. And the second one is conformity. It emphasizes adherence to the social norms, traditions, and rules, since it is vital to always abide by the law. And I always have this mindset of don't ever get myself breaking the law, because if you did, then you lose money, you lose time, you lose energy, and it's inconvenient. And in my role in quality audit. Ensuring that operations comply with the regulation is crucial, and failing to follow established protocols could endanger an entire airplane. It's basically everyone's life is at stake.
My highest score is self-direction, conformity, security, universalism suggests that I am a balanced individual who values both independence and adherence to rules with a strong emphasis on security and ethical consideration in business. I'm likely to seek innovate solutions and maintain creativity freedom, ensure compliance to organizational standards and maintain harmony, focus on risk management and creating a stable work environment, advocate on ethical practices, social responsibility, and sustainability. I work in a tall business company which must deal with the environment issue. Every infrastructure project always assume that as a bad for the environment. Along the way, in my company, we initiate to plant 1,000 trees along the toll roads. Every semester, we do environmental impact of toll road testing to make sure people who live around the toll road can live peacefully. Every new project we plan should consider the social and environmental impact as one of the most important things that determine the project is feasible or not.
My strategies to avoid moral neglect, moral justification, and moral inaction in my organization or business decision making involve strict adherence to the rules. Basically, from the previous question, it's like more to the conformity issue. And in the aerospace industry, safety is always the priority. Safety in the air starts on the ground. And we are committed to strict compliance with regulations to prevent incidents like Boeing 737 MAX from occurring at PT Dirgantara Indonesia. And we take no compromise and no shortcuts because human life is important.
Okay, in my line of work, moral neglect, moral justification, and moral inaction is strongly connected with the integrity of the employee. If an employee have a low integrity, those three hazards can occur anytime. For example, an employee might prioritize closing a high-stakes deal without considering the unethical implications such as misleading clients or ignoring compliance regulation. That is moral neglect. And an employee might justify manipulating financial statement to show better performance, believing it's necessary to protect the bank's reputation or ensure job security. That's the moral justification. And an employee might notice fraudulent activities or unethical practices within the bank but choose not to report them due to the fear of retaliation or to the belief that it is not their responsibility. That is the moral inaction. Okay, so to avoid this kind of risk, my company strongly emphasize the corporate value of Bank BJB, which is Go Spirit. Go Spirit stands for service excellence, professionalism, integrity, respect, innovation, and trust. When these corporate values of Bank BJB implemented by the employees, it is believed that it can enhance the integrity of the employees and mitigate the risk of fraudulent activities and hazard for the company. We also have the whistleblowing system that can guarantee the discretion of the whistleblower. By this system, we have numerous of fraudulent activities that can be avoided and cleared.
I think in my workplace, habit becomes very influential on moral issues. Therefore, habits must be changed within oneself as early as possible with counseling in the fields of religion, ethics, and law. Everything aims to develop individual morals so that they are not easily tempted by abuse or position wherever they function in society. Apart from that, for me, the image of the leader also has a great influence on the subordinate. Leaders should be an example for the subordinates, demonstrating ethical behavior in their decision and action, setting a standard for the organization.
To avoid moral neglect, it needs clear ethical guidelines to provide a framework to help employees to identify and evaluate ethical dimensions of their decisions because it is important to take ethical decisions. Promote ethical leadership is important for moral justification strategy. Nothing unethical is accepted, ensuring the leaders demonstrate the ethical behavior and set a positive example for the employees. Based on the new experience, it is very important to encourage and empower people to have a supportive environment in the office. ensure strong protections to whistleblower, to encourage reporting of unethical behavior inside the office or outside the office, between coworkers or even with the second party corporations, ensuring that reported issues are taken seriously.
My opinion in Sharia banking effectively avoiding moral neglect. A rationalization and an action necessary comprehensive methodology grounded in Islamic financial principle. Extensive education about Sharia laws, especially prohibition like riba or interest, gharar, extreme ambiguity, and haram prohibit action. Increase the likelihood of employee understanding and adhering to ethical norma. Transparent decision-making process are critical, with the rationale for each business action openly stated, ensuring Sharia compliance and avoiding unjustifiable ethical concession. The formation of strong governance institutions such as Sharia board or ethic committee is critical to ensuring compliance and offering ethical counsel and corporate action. Furthermore, we can address issues before they escalate by fostering a culture where employees feel uncomfortable reporting unethical activity through effective whistleblower. Regular involvement with community leaders and stakeholders ensure that the bank activity remain consistent with community value and expectation. Finally, implementing regular ethical audit not only for financial but also for ethical compliance in the identification and mitigation of moral lapse risk together with a tactics foster an ethical company culture with the integrity and value.
In my workplace, deontology means the official must adhere to laws, policies, and regulations that govern their action, such as procurement rules, budgetary guidelines, and transparency laws. They have a duty to serve the public interests and uphold principles of justice, equality, and fairness, making decisions that respect the rights and dignity of all citizens. For the consequentialism, this translates to evaluating policies and decisions based on their impact on the community. Initiatives that maximize overall well-being and minimize harm are prioritized for societies. Ethical behavior stems from virtuous ethics such as honesty, courage, compassion, and integrity. In my workplace, this means emphasizing the importance of electing and appointing officials who demonstrate strong moral character and virtues. The leader should embody qualities like honesty, integrity, and dedication to public service. For the stakeholder theory, this involves inclusive decision-making by engaging with various stakeholders to understand social perspectives and needs. Decisions and policies should be made transparently with accountability to all stakeholders, including clear information about the reason for decision and their expected impact for social welfare.
Okay, in corporate decision making, especially in Islamic banking, ethical theories such as deontological ethic, consequential virtue ethic, and stakeholder theory provide comprehensive framework for tackling difficult ethical quandaries. Consequence assists in assessing the impact of financial product and decision, ensuring that they not only comply with Islamic law but also contribute favorable to stakeholder economic well-being. Virtue ethics focus on the development of moral character, encourage virtue like honesty and justice.
Ethical theories reminds me of the causal relationships inherent in our decision. A single poor decision can endanger not only the lives of airplane passengers but also the reputation of our company and the livelihoods of all the employees. And this is showing us how significant the impact of each decision. And it is also crucial to consider the consequences of our decisions. As I previously mentioned, quality is number one, but safety always first. And this approach also aligns with SDGs objective like decent work, economic growth, industry innovation and infrastructure, responsible consumption and production, and partnerships for the goals. To achieve decent work and economic growth, it's SDG number 8. It is important for investing in training and development programs that enhance the skills of the workforce. To achieve Industry Innovation and Infrastructure, or SDG number 9, it is important to support R&D activities, creating solutions for future challenges. To achieve Responsible Consumption and Production, or SDG number 12, it is important to optimize the resource efficiently. And last one, to achieve Partnership for the Goals, or SDG number 17, it is important to initiate a sustainable development through collaborative partnership across public and private sectors. All of initiatives above are essential for PTDI sustainability now and in the future.
So when we're talking about the application of ethics theory in my line of work, in terms of deontological ethics, banks must adhere to legal and regulatory requirements. It emphasizes the importance of following the laws and internal policies such as anti-money laundering or AML, and know your customer or KYC. Ensuring fair and honest treatment of others to align with duty-based ethics, for example, transparently disclosing terms and conditions of our financial products is an obligation that must be fulfilled by us. We also continuously evaluate our employee service level and communicates with the Financial Service Authority or OJK to make sure that we are always comply to the regulations. Meanwhile, in virtue ethics, encouraging virtues like integrity and accountability within the banks foster an ethical organizational culture. This includes hiring and promoting individuals with strong moral character. Virtuous leaders prioritize sustainable business practice, balancing profit with social and environmental responsibilities. Bank BJB also encourages stakeholders theory by participating in the corporate social responsibility, where we enhance our business process by implementing big data and digitalization of our business so we can do our practice more environmental friendly. This sums up the SDGs of Bank BJB business process.
Deontological ethics in toll road company has several aspects such as compliance with law and the regulations to ensure that all the operations comply with Indonesian law and regulations related to transport, constructions, and public safety. Strict adherence to environmental law to minimize impact of toll road constructions and maintenance to the natural environments. Consequentialism involving evaluating directions, outcomes aiming to maximize overall goods. A toll road expected can reduce travel time, saving commuters time, fuel costs, and less car pollution. Toll road leads to economic benefits for users and the surroundings area. Allocate portions of revenue to continuous road maintenance and safety improvements. Applying virtue ethics in toll road company involving fostering and embodying key virtues within the organizations to ensure ethical decisions making and behavior. Set toll rates are fair and justifiable. Prioritize the safety of toll users. Implement sustainable practices such as reducing emissions, managing waste effectively, and minimizing the ecological impact of road constructions and maintenance. Respect on local communities affected by the toll road operations. Obey the government and regulatory from Ministry of Transportation and Public Works law. Ensure all the operations comply with it. Invest in local infrastructure and community development project as part of the corporate social responsibility or CSR initiatives. Ensure that toll road is well maintained, safe, and provides value of money to users. Promote a positive work environment and support employee well-being through health and wellness of programs. Adhere to high standards of corporate governance, ensuring transparency, accountability, and integrity in business operations, ensuring fair and transparent procurement process with a clear, equitable contact terms.
Hi,
Thank you
guys.
for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
If you like this video, please like,
Like,
comment, and
and
subscribe. See ya. Ini compare sama yang-
Basah, ini basah.
Kurang garam
Nah,
jangan.
iya
Oh,
itu.
ya, sekarang udah ini.
Kita mau bikin pepet itu.
Gimana tadi?
Kalau kasih kelas itu udah ngekelas
Ya, 1, 2, 3.
Hai
Thank you for watching. Thank you.
If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. See ya.